So now we'll see about how to use the if function in Excel. If function. So what is the if function does? So if is mainly a conditional function. So which does some kind of see, like we have seen with the sum and average. Yes, all are there, no? Okay. So we have seen with the sum something like what you do. We just say sum of all the values. Fine. So when I want to know what is the average marks, okay, I just say it as I want to know what is the average marks. I just say is equal to average of this particular values. Fine. So you got the average marks, what it is, average scoring in each of this one. Now I want to know what is the highest. I want to know what is the highest value. So in that case, what you do, we use this function called as max. Okay, I say max of a range. So it says in that particular range, what is the highest value that is going to be displayed. Okay, so in that range, the highest value is 46. It is showing the output as 46. So I want to know what is the lowest mark. So we have this particular function called as min. Min is function minimum, and I always the function will have a parenthesis, and I just select the range. Okay, so it says what is the lowest value in this particular range. Okay. Now what I want is, okay, this is some of the function like even, okay, clear? Okay. So next is we'll see how do we use a function called as if. Okay. So when I say if is, see in the case of sum, average, min, max, okay, what was happening is we are giving some range of data and it was giving you a value. Okay, what is the sum of that? What is the highest value? What is the lowest value? Something like, it was giving a particular value. Now, when I talk about a result, I don't want to return a value, but I want to return some data. So based on a certain condition, I don't want to do any kind of calculation, but I want to check what is the percentage. If the percentage is, say, what is the passing percentage? What is it? So I want to check if the percentage is above 40, I want to say pass. If not, I want to say fail. Okay, so I want to check what is the percentage of the marks, and then if it is okay, based on that particular percentage value, I want to return something, either pass or fail. So we'll just look into how do we do this particular thing. If I want to do this, we use this particular function called as if. Okay, if is a function, and when you look into this particular function, if it takes these parameters here, we have something called as a logical test, value if true and value if false. Now what do you mean by logic? That means if takes three parameters. See, in the case of sum, average and all these things, we can give any number of input, but it works only on the numeric data. Fine. Whereas in the case of if, we need to provide three parameters. The three parameters are like this. We give one is a logical test. Okay, what do you mean by logical test? When I talk about a logical test, means a test, a condition where the output of that is going to be a logical output. Logical output means either true or false. Either it is going to be true or it is going to be a false value. So the output of logical condition can be only either true or it is going to be false. Okay, so I need to give that kind of a condition. So my condition over here, and see, and then it says value if true and value if false. That means if it is true, what is that you want to do? If it is not true, what is that you want to do? Okay, so that is the values that we write, and those things will be separated with a comma. Now let us write here. So now first thing is I need to check. I need to check percentage. That means I'm trying to check what is the value of this cell B11. If this value is greater than or equal to 40. So that is I want to check the passing percentage, as we said is okay 40%. I say if this particular cell value is greater than or equal to 40, okay, there are two possibilities. The output of this, there are two possibilities. Now we are trying to check value of B11 whether it is more than 40. Now is 59 more than 40? Yes. If it is yes, what is that you want to write? If this value, if we have something like 30, which is not S, in that case, what has to be written? That is what it is. Now, if it is S, I want to say it as pass. Since pass is a string, I'll put in the double quotes. I'll just say pass, comma. When I say comma, now it says, what if this value B11 is not more than 40? What is that you want to return? If the percentage is below 40, what is that you want to display? I want to display it as fail. You can see it says pass. You can see here, if this is less than 40, it says fail. If it is above 40, says pass. Got it? Okay, that means it takes three parameters. First is your logical test. So logical test is we are trying to check a particular cell's value. Okay, whether it is above 40 or not. If it is above 40, what is that you want to do? We put a comma and then you say, if this value is more than 40, what is that it has to return? If it is not more than 40, then what it has to return? So that is value if true and value if false. So this is how we use a if function. Yeah. Any questions? See, now I want to calculate a HRE. So now if I have to calculate the HRE, HRE is what? House residence allowance. So now I want to calculate the HRE based on the basic pay slabs. Slabs is like, if your basic salary is more than 5,000, I want to give 2,000 as HRA. If not, 1,000 as HRA. Fine. So in that case, what I will do, I'll just use the if condition like this. I say if, open the bracket. I say logical test. What is that I want to check? I want to check what is the basic pay. Okay, now I want to check the basic pay. I say basic pay, whether it is greater than or equal to 5,000. Yeah, if the person's basic pay is 5,000 or above, then I want to give a HRE of say 2,000. If not, I want to give a HRE of only 1,000. Fine. So now you can see 2,000 because the HRE is more than 5,000. So here you can see only 1,000 because it is this. So you can see these people, they are getting 2,000. So here it is 1,000. Again, this they are getting 2,000. Here it is 1,000. So here it is 1,000. So in that case, what do we do? Okay. So what we did here is we had given a fixed value. Okay. If it is above 5,000, okay, I want the basic salary to be 2,000. If it is not more than 5,000, you want the basic salary to be, say example, 1,000. But what I want is I want to give certain condition. Evaluation. Like if your basic employee's basic salary is more than say 5,000, I want to give HRA as 20% of your basic. If not, only 10% of your basic as a HRA. I want to have an expressions. So what I will do, I just use the same function. So my function is if G2 is greater than or equal to 5,000, value of true. If it is more than 5,000, before I had given a fixed value as 2,000, but here I'll not give a fixed value. I'll just say whatever your basic salary is there into say something like 20%. Okay, I say into 20%. So 20% will be, if I put a percentage, it is equivalent to telling 20 by 100 or 0.02. So you can also say 20 by 100, or you can even say 0.02. That is G2 into 0.02 will work. If not, okay. So that means if this is not more than 5,000, then what it is? You can see here getting highlighted is value of false. So then I just say a basic into say 10%. Into it. Okay. And I drag this. You can see it is 10%, here it is 20%. 20% of 5,000 is this. So when you look into this, 5,200, 20% of that is 1,040. 5,400 to 20% is 1,080. So what 3,000, it is only 10% is been given. So here it is 20% what is being given. Okay. We can also use the expressions over here or any of these things. Yeah.
So I'll be taking leave at 11 class.
Okay, fine. See, it is like this. So I just want to use the if with multiple slabs. Multiple slabs is if the average, the percentage is greater than or equal to 80. Okay, then I want to say you have stored in the distinction. Okay, so if it is not more than 80, then I want to check whether it is at least greater than 60. If it is not more than 80, then I want to check whether it is more than 60. If it is more than 60, then I want to say you have scored in the first class. If it is not more than 60, then I want to check whether it is greater than 50. If it is above 50, I want to say, oh, fine, you passed at least in the second class. If it is not more than 50, I want to at least check whether your total percentage is at least crossing above 40. If it is crossing above 40, we just say it as pass. If it is not satisfying anything, that means it is less than 40, then I want to say it as fail. Fine. How do we do this? Okay, so how do we do this particular thing? I just say is equal to if, okay, open the bracket. So first my logical test is I'm going to check the percentage, whether the percentage value is greater than or equal to 80. First I'll check whether the percentage is above 80. If it is above 80, okay, if the percentage marks is above 80, then I want to say it as distinction. Okay, see, like, and logical test, my logical test is I am trying to check B11 is nothing but this cell. B level is nothing but this cell which is having the average, okay, the percentage. If that value is above 80, okay, then what is that I want to say? If it is above 80, I say you have scored in the distinction. Okay, I think this is fine, no? You have scored in the distinction, comma. Now, if it is not above 80, okay, so now here you can see now what it says. If it is false, that means if it is not above 80, value of false is if it is not above 80, that is if this condition is failed, then I want to further check. Instead of writing a false value, I'm putting another if and then checking if it is not more than 80, let me check whether the percentage is greater than or equal to 60. If the percentage is above 60, then I want to say it as, oh, you're passed in the first class, comma, in the value of false. That means if it is not even more than 60, okay, so that means what happens here, if this condition is satisfied, if this condition is satisfied, so we write this as the output. Okay, if this condition is not satisfied, so that means if this condition is not satisfied, we go and check for the another condition. So now if this condition is, say, satisfied, okay, then I say print this. If this is not satisfied, then I need to print another thing. But here, if it is not more than 60, I want to check whether it is at least greater than 50. So here, instead of writing a false value, I'm putting another condition here. So where I say again, check the percentage is greater than or equal to 50. If the percentage is above 50, I want to say you're passed in second class. Fine, comma, value false. That means if it is not more than 50 also, I'll put another condition here and I'll check whether this average is greater than or equal to 40. So that means I'm trying to check whether the average is at least more than 40. If it is more than 40, I just say it as pass. If not, I'll say it as, okay, if it is not more than 40, here, see, we are checking greater than 80, distinction. If not, okay, greater than 60, okay, if it is above 60, we say first class. If this is not satisfied, we check whether it is above 50. If that is not satisfied, we'll check whether it is above 40. If this is also not satisfied, I don't want to further check. I directly want to say, fine, you're failed. Fine. So now I have nested this if. So where I have used one bracket, two brackets, three brackets, four brackets. No, I've used four brackets. So that means I need to close four brackets. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see here I'm closing this four brackets. And I just press an enter key. You can see he has passed in distinction. Now if I just say something like this, says first class. So if I just say this first class still says second class, Pass class. Got it? Pass. Second class. First class. Got it? Based on this value, this is changing. So I can just drag it like this. Like this. See, at any point of time, only one result it is going to be displayed. So if this condition is satisfied, it returns this value. It just comes out. It doesn't go further. If this is not satisfied, okay, value false. Then it goes and checks over here. If this is satisfied, it returns, displays first class. It just comes out. It doesn't go further. If this also is not satisfied, and then it goes to this, checks for this. If this also is not satisfied, this. If nothing has been satisfied, you will get a fail. So that means at any point of time, it looks for any condition which has been satisfied. If any of the condition is satisfied, so what is the value of true that will be displayed and just comes out. It doesn't go till the end for execution. Okay.